Well, almost perfect start to this game. We win the tip. A bit of patience is shown here by Jimmy. He's looking inside. Timing's a bit mixed up with the bigs, but for the most part, they're both starting at the bottom. One flashes up high. We get the pass in there as the guy's moving, and now we're in a high-low, and there's a good pass there for a good shot. We miss it, but couldn't get any better. That's a great action. On defense, again, we're struggling to get back because it's a bit of a fast break and set up in time. Josh has come down late, and because he's on autopilot, just goes to his spot, but Jimmy's already there, and it leaves a big gap. This is a part of the whole don't play the zone, play the guy closest to you. So Josh should have gone into that gap, even though I know he's supposed to be at the back usually, but he should have gone into that gap and we played that first one out. Perhaps talk through a swap and when we get a chance to. Jimmy's also doing a great job here on D. He gets matched up against a big fella, has to fight around him. But after all that great fight to get it out from the back, he then stays in the middle, probably worried about the guy driving down the lane or something, but that should be tackled by the big guy. And as a result, if Jimmy just took one extra step in front of the guy rather than being on the right-hand side of him, he would have been able to easily get out to that shot. Otherwise, what happens is that he's late, has to run out there, the guy gets an open shot, Jimmy just gets a hand to it. He could have easily dribbled it around to him as well. Ideally, we want to get over the top of the defense, not stand on the side of them like that. We probably thought the ball was going out of bounds there, so a bit slow to react, and AJ sticks behind his guy a little bit longer, which means Josh doesn't move, and then Josh takes a bit longer to get out to there, and rotation that we can fix. All good on that one. Next play down, we get another easy look inside. Jimmy kicks the ball up quick, one bounce, it's inside. Josh gets tackled by a couple of guys, but then backs it out, which is a great move. That opens up the space inside for Jimmy to get an easy shot. Good one. Those type of ones, Josh sometimes spins around and tries to take them on. Didn't that time, which is great poise, patience by him. There's probably opportunities for us to do a bit more of that, where Josh can get it inside, but if the defense flocks to him, then we can pull it out, get an easy shot inside by creating that space. On this one here, again, we're never going to be perfect, but just a bit of insight on what happens here. You can see that AJ comes up to stop the ball. We probably don't have to go up that high because he's never going to shoot it from there. But also he's playing on the opposite side of the ball. If he was just one step to the left, he would have been able to get his body in front of that a bit better. He doesn't, and he kind of just drives around him. And as a result, Jared jumps to try and help. That's probably something that you leave to the big guy as well. And then as a result, that then gets moved on to a guy who's open, and he could have had an open shot. We recover, great, and AJ gets a steal, which is a great way to make up for it. And then nice little dish there inside to Jared. Don't come up with a basket, but that's a good possession. Fast break 3 here where I'm covering the driving lane. Jared's got a hand there. Just a lucky rebound. Not much we can do about that one. This is actually a great play here. AJ comes up, sets a little bit of a screen. Jimmy's able to dribble around him into the space. Josh's defender has to help. He draws the D, kicks it to Josh. That's a great little look inside. Usually that's a good shot for Josh or AJ. There's some tall timber in there though. I'm there behind him open, so he could have dished it there or Jared, but a lot of good shots, a lot of good opportunities from that action. We get the rebound and another good look inside from AJ's pass, but because this is a situation where there's the two big guys on the one side, doesn't create much of a gap. Again, they got the big shot blocker there. That's a good shot most of the time, but not in this case. Great steal, great way to get back on D from Jimmy. Now, this is an open 3 I took here, but missed it. But let me tell you why I shot it. Because it is a fast break. I could have drove inside. But have a look at, by me shooting it, we've got the big guy. He's had to step out of the key a little bit. I've tried to draw him out. We've got 3 orange shirts there. So even if I miss that, that's going to be something that more than likely we can get the ball. Josh does, puts it back up and under. Great basket, but maybe something to consider when we shoot those things and where our rebounders are, and that being part of our decision-making when we jack up those threes. Josh gets caught ball watching here, playing the zone instead of the guy in his area. I also can probably be a little bit lower so I can see that guy sneaking behind. I don't get there late. He gets the easy basket. Wardrobe malfunction here from Jared and AJ. Not too sure what this is, but synchronized shoelace tying perhaps. These are the ones here we need to be careful about. See the guy come up and play defense on Jimmy, but at the same time, there's an easy pass to Josh there. You kick that to Josh, you run around the guy, you get the ball back, and you'll give it an easy layup. And those quick passes and less dribbling means that we've got more chance of not turning it over. Ultimately, there's a bit of a breakdown and we get the ball inside, they collapse, we kick it out. But again, you can see Jared dribbling, kind of steps things up. We get the ball, 2 dribbles and then a shot. Yeah, I miss it. But anything where there's 2 dribbles is regularly a good action for us. Anything where we're dribbling more than 2 times, we're just drawing defense to us. And here, AJ gets a little stuck by this guy, but what I do is instead of running to the pool, I run to the opposite side of the court. That creates that gap for Jimmy to cut across, get a wide open shot, and that's perfect. That's pretty much exactly what we're talking about when we try and get the ball inside, but it's the 3-point version. I mean, this half is one of our best halves of all time, but again, just there's a gap there. We get the ball inside. Sure, we fumble it up, but the defense collapses and we get, what would be usually a pretty good look out of there. Great cut by Jared there. Great position. Probably just wasn't ready for that one. Some tall timber here, but ultimately, we're getting the ball inside, the defense collapses, and we're kicking it to open shots. Not more you can ask for there, and Jimmy knocks that one down. Here's a good example here where Jared's got his chest in alignment with the other guy's chest, right? So he can't get past him. It's not playing on the right hand or the left hand side and he can dribble around. We get the turnover there. Great D from Jared. Not a great pass from me. Lost the handle on that one. I know Jimmy's going to be angry about me about that one. Sorry, Jimmy. Fuck, this is a great D from you here too, Jimmy. Didn't reach, didn't lunge, chest to chest. His chest hits your chest. He ends up missing a shot. That's great D, mate. We get the rebound out of it. Great stop. Again, one of our best offensive halves we've had here. You can see we're just driving it inside, drawing the D. Now, we still get a good shot out of this, but this is the stuff that hurts us. You can see once the ball goes to Jared, I'm wide open here. That's an easy pass. But instead, we're dribbling around the guy, trying to make something happen there, and I get a shitty pass out of it. Jared nearly turns it over. And these are those things that when we're taking 3, 4, 5 dribbles, we're just getting more defense on us and we're making tougher passes, and often we're turning it over, and that's a tough basket. But that's what really hurts us in those games when the pressure lifts and we see those 3, 4 turnovers come at us all at once. It's all because we're just dribbling and we're not passing. The next play down, we see the exact opposite of that. I'm dribbling the ball down. There's a guy. I don't wait for him to come up and get right in my face. I'm moving the ball to the guy in the open space, and Jimmy gets an open look, knocks it down. Just because we've passed it that little bit earlier, and my pass is on the money because I'm not waiting till the guy to come up and get all up in my face and pressure me for me to make that pass, which is going to be a lot tougher and probably a little bit off. Here, I catch the ball, but again, I'm not dribbling around. I'm not waiting for the defense to come. I kick it off. Draw Jimmy's guy. Jimmy gets a good shot. Take that every time, Jim. Not sure you should probably take that one, Josh, but a tough basket. And we get a second look out of it, I guess. Great pass here by AJ. Sees the open guy. Great shot by Jimmy. That passing it from one side to the other always gets us that little bit of an advantage in the rebounds, and as a result, little Jared in there gets a nice board because we've been able to shift the defense around a bit, and he's wide open to get it. Against all that tall timber, he still gets it, but that only happens because we kick the ball from one side to the other. This next play, I can see AJ just playing him a little bit on the side, and he goes to drive, but his other guy gets in the way. That's one that probably would have been a layup if the teammate didn't get in the way. Pretty good D overall, though. Forces them to take a contested shot. They miss it. We're off to the races. Bad shots make fast breaks, as you know. Could probably tidy up how we ran this fast break, but ultimately it's a fast break. It's a decent shot. We'll live with that. Now, this is always a tough situation. They're barreling down the court, stronger, faster than us. But look at my body. Look where it is. For the most part, I'm moving my feet, getting it in front so that my chest is in alignment with his chest, and as a result, there's no reaching, and we get a stop, and we're off to the races again. Bad shots make fast breaks. Here we go. Again, we don't come up with a basket there, but we'll live with that every day. That's a great result. I think this is a 50-50 call, but again, if I probably had one step to the left and jumped up a little bit more vertical, I probably don't get that foul. Get the ball inside. No shots, but get some reasonable opportunities there. Because we've done that and we've gone side to side, we get a good, easy shot. The defense is shifted and we get the basket there. Again, same thing pretty much. He's come straight down the middle, lined up the body. Ultimately, he gets that one. Probably should try and just get one step up higher and make that a bit tougher for him next time. Again, we get inside, collapse the defense a bit, kick it around, get a shot out of it. AJ puts it in. Nice work, boys. Some good examples here of what to do and what not to do. Josh gets him in a headlock, reaches, grabs, not great. Comes to me and I've got my hands up, straight up, chest with his chest, make it a tough basket, moving the feet. That's the type of D that we want to bring to the table, guys. Unfortunately, they get a little easy put back. Drive it inside, collapse the D. AJ gets an open look. Miss it, but that's a great look. And then comes into the center, fills that gap. Great pass, Jared. Great shot, AJ. Wide open three. Did hesitate on this one because we didn't have the rebounders there, but was probably too open not to take it. We knock it down. Great work by Jared. Chest aligned with his chest, moved his feet, gets a turnover for it. No dribbles here. We're just passing the ball. We get a bit clunky inside, but that was a great look into Josh at the start. And, we do get a decent shot out of it. But it's moving the ball, looking for those angles, passing the ball, no dribbles that are getting us these good offensive opportunities. Good boards. Jimmy's off to the races. You can see they reach. Jimmy goes right around them. That's what we don't want to do. And gives him the Allen Iverson treatment. Jimmy makes him pay, though. Knocks down a free throw. I don't know what the fuck this next thing was, but Max is probably in the best position to see him cut through there. So, calling out the cutter or something like that is a way that we could do that better. Good box out here by Josh. Actually got his body on the guy. Jimmy with the save. We get a good fast break out of it. Max gets covered, draws a D, and broken offense there. But the key is still the same. We move the ball inside. A lack of dribbles, and we get a good look and we get a basket. That's a pretty good defensive play there. This guy reaches. That allows Jimmy to go right around the stuff that we say not to do. Good shot by Jimmy, especially with those rebounders there. And the buzzer goes. We miss out on that one. Second half. Kick it off with some pretty good D. Force a turnover here. We're off to the races. Again, guy there, I didn't bother dribbling it. I'm just passing it up the court. That's probably an example of one of those shots where AJ did have a little bit of space, but, it wasn't wide open. Missed the shot. That leads to a fast break down the other end. Do we take that one in future? Ideally, that's probably one that we take if we're wide open, especially being, the first pass of the offense as well. Here I am fumbling a pass, but it's because I'm pointing at Jared saying, here's the easy pass to Jared, and Max flicks it to me inside. But I had a good spot in there, so it's my own fault there. I should have caught that one, but I was just trying to make things easier. Here's what kills us. We got a dribble action. I'm wide open there. It would have been an easy pass to kick to me, and then for AJ to cut through the middle of the key, I would have passed it straight back, and he would have had probably a layup there or kicked it to Josh underneath the basket if they come and got him. But as a result, turns into a turnover because we're dribbling too much and we're not relying on the pass to move the ball. Instead, we're trying to dribble around defenders and guys, and that always gets us into trouble. I missed a shot here, but again, starting down low, cutting up high, so getting the ball on the move. That's what we want to do, and we get a basket out of it anyway, but those are the type of options we want to create. Here's an example about how helping kills us. This guy's drove into the key, but Josh, there's no reason for you to come across and try and guard that. That's something that's left to Max and me. He's come in my side. As a result, you've come in there. You're not really playing defense on anyone there because you're so far away, and then the guy that you're supposed to be guarding, he gets an open look, and some good boxing out there gets us the rebound. But we need to be playing the guy that's closest to us, not just helping all the time. It's what kills us on D. Great spot here by Josh. I just fucking couldn't get it over that guy. It was an inch too high. My bad. Max gets a foul here. Doesn't know why, but it's because he's reaching, then he drives into him, and then as he drives into him, Max isn't moving his feet. He's leaning right into him. You got to be hands up, mate, not reaching, moving your feet. You'll stop that next time. There's a few breakdowns here, but this is spectacular D, realistically. We're unlucky that, we didn't get the stop here, but, what do you do about that? But that's an example of great D, guys. If we play that every time, we'll stop more teams than we lose to. Now, here's the worst of two worlds. Too much dribble plus guys cutting to the basketball, and then as a result of him getting into trouble and us clustering the ball, we're dribbling too much, we're passing too much, the guy's right there, we make a small area to pass to, it bounces off a foot or something like that, and it ends up being a turnover for us. These are the two things that we want to avoid at all costs, especially when it's coming down to crunch time. Some good pressure from Jared here, creates turnover. After a clear example of what not to do, we run the perfect offense here. Jimmy brings it down, cut from low to high, get the ball inside, and we've got a good shot opportunity here. We've got free throws coming. On this next play, keep an eye on Jared. Keeps his body in line with their body. They did give it up. Again, good D by Jared. Chest in front of his chest. Awesome stop. Great D all involved. Big gangly fella here. Looks to block AJ, so he kicks it out. Again, good cut, Max. I just threw it at your feet. My bad. But that's a great cut, and it's the right pass. Good work by Jimmy to bring out the ball. They reach. Jimmy gets around him. That's what not to do. And that's also what not to do. We've got a defender in our face. It's the first play of the offense. We're running off balance. Jimmy regretted that one as soon as he did it, I think. Good D here overall. I mean, I probably should have got out closer to the guy shooting this one here, protecting the middle out. I was a bit late there, but we can live with that. That's the guy we want to shoot that ball anyway, so great execution of the offense here. Like we said, ball goes down low to the corner, comes back up. That allows for a space to be created in the key, which gives us a nice pass there. AJ cuts. I tried to get that ball to him, and that was the right one, but I just kind of lost the ball in my hands, slipped out a little bit, and then just had to jack it up. But yeah, I got to have better control over the ball there. They hit a shot with a hand in the face. We'll live with that one. Right idea to get it inside here. I just got knocked off balance by that guy and couldn't really set him myself. I had Max there, but probably didn't have control of the ball to get him there. But yeah, right idea, just wasn't balanced enough, and that's probably something we just need to take a little bit more time on if we're going to do anything different there. Jimmy's off to the races here, but we're dribbling around, guys. You can see AJ's wide open there. If you had to kick that to AJ earlier, he could have kicked it back to you, and you had that layup coming down the middle. That would have been a better option. As a result, I mean, AJ still gets a decent shot, but he's got the shot blocker there. That back and forth pass between you and AJ probably would have been a better option, but we've got to get the ball off quicker to do that. Again, too many dribbles is what costs us. Good example here of Max playing the zone instead of the guy nearest to him. Pays off because we get a bit of a rebound there, luckily, but Max got to get out to that one. Again, too many dribbles. We're not passing it off. There's guys open there. Junior basketball, this guy's intentionally waiting for you to cross the halfway line so that he can lock you up and you can't go back. You got to think ahead and pass that ball to the open guy before you get into that danger area of the halfway line. Max gets out to that one. Get the boards. Good D, Max. That's a lot better. We come up with it here. I mean, this is a fast break, but Jimmy shoots it up over the older guys, like the shot blocker's not in there. It's a good option, realistically, I think. Cops the ball there. Watch this defense. Look how Max moves his feet instead of reaching. I mean, does a little jump at the start, but great D, Max. Hands up, chest to chest, moving your feet. That's how you need to play defense every time, mate. That was awesome. They get cockier still here from Jared. Off to the races again. Missed the layup, but that's a good take. AJ pulls it out. Smart work, AJ. Good work. Get a bit of a turnover there, which is unlucky. Jimmy, chest to chest. This is great defense, mate. And give him a little push for his troubles as well. I liked it. Had an open shot here. Probably 50-50. It probably needed to be more balanced. It falls short. Here again, transition defense. I know we're trying to work out spaces, but Josh is just running to his place instead of the place where there's a gap, and that kind of leaves an open area there where they get an easy shot. Had two easy shots there, really, if you look at it. But guys, we've got to not play the zone. We're playing the guys nearest us or where the gap is. You can't just go to where you're going every time. It's going to cause big gaps, and they're going to catch us. This offense was fantastic. Max kicking it inside. That's a great look. Kicked it back to Max. The guy was there. It becomes one of those ones where should he have shot it, we could have got a bit of a better open shot there, and luckily Max gets fouled out of it. It was a pretty soft foul. Max got lucky on that one. Here they are doing our trick, driving the ball inside, kicking it out for an open look. We get the board there, though. Jimmy creating this transition, but it's the same thing again. AJ's there, shaking his head, probably thinking the same thing I did. If you kick it to AJ there and AJ kicks it straight back to you, the defense is going to have to collapse on AJ. You can cut through the middle and catch the ball, get an easy shot. As a result, we end up taking a couple of tougher shots. I'm shooting over that guy there. Josh is coming up and under these guys here. Again, pressure's on because it's coming down to crunch time, but this is the type of stuff where we just fall into bad habits. AJ got a hand in his face here. That's just a tough shot. We'll live with that one. One for the big fellas here. Great pass by Jimmy to get it inside the key, but I decide to take this in when I feel that I've got the two guys on me. And if I've got the two guys, then someone's open or we've got extra rebounders. Right? Here they are here. Like, I haven't seen AJ. That would have been a good pass. But then now I can get into that gap. Got some good rebounders there. I mean, make the shot. It's good both ways, but feel where your defenders are, I guess, is the tip there. Wide open look here. Why? Because Josh runs down and goes to just his spot rather than the gap, or we don't talk it up and let me know to get out there and shift across so that we do that. But ultimately, the easiest fix is probably Josh just running to where the gap is instead of where he thinks he usually plays. Overall, I mean, it's a pretty good D here. They're setting a ton of screens on us, 1, 2, and they knock that down. It's a tough shot. Not much you can do about that, but we play defense like that each time, and I think we'll be right. Things are getting pressured here. You can see we're all sort of clustering to one side. Turn it over. Lack of spacing. That's what hurts us. Just everyone cutting to the same space makes it tough, but that's just something we're just got to work on. Great D from AJ, chest in his chest, moving his feet. We get the turnover out of it. Jimmy starts a fast break. A better version this time here where he's passed the ball up and that pass goes to another pass. We get it to AJ. AJ gets a good look and then, we get a rebound. And unfortunately, we don't get the basket and the win, but that's the way to run a fast break.